Hi guys, this is gsno.com and I'm here with the unboxing of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 9 Pro. So we actually loved the Redmi Note 8 Pro last year. It had one of the best CPUs on the mid-range market, and even now in some gaming tests it beats the Galaxy S20 Ultra. So what we got here is a handset which remains quite affordable at around $269. At the same time, it swaps the Helio CPU, the MediaTek CPU, with a Snapdragon and increases the battery capacity. As you can see, we got a brand new black background, and let's go straight to the unboxing. So we start off with this envelope where we find the metal key used to access the slots, and also we find a bunch of useful stuff. We got your user guide here, and you got your warranty card, plus the much needed case, which is flexible and transparent and makes sure that it increases the grip of your device. This is the actual star of the show, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 9 Pro. Okay, let me just peel off this plastic layer at the back side. As you can see, promoted here, we got a quad camera, we got 30-watt fast charging, and a Snapdragon 730G CPU. We have what's called the tropical green version of the phone, which is this one here, and as you can see, it's a dual tier approach. There is this area here, and there's a different texture in the 2/3 of the lower part. The camera is square, it's smaller than I expected, and it protrudes a bit. This is still glass, people, so the past Redmi devices, the past two of them, have had glass. This one also Gorilla Glass 5 protection, Gorilla Glass 5 protection at the front, and there should be a metal frame between. I'm going to look that up. Okay, so it looks gorgeous in the tropical green version, and aside from that, you should know that the thickness is the same as the predecessor, which is 8.8 millimeters. However, it's now 9 grams heavier at 209 grams. We continue with the unboxing, and inside the very same box we find a hefty charger. I was expecting a 30-watt charger. Apparently it's an 18-watt charger, and it promises to deliver 5 volts 3 amperes, 15 watts, also let's see here, 2.27 amperes at 12 watts, and so forth. I can also see that it has written 33 watts maximum, so it may not be just a mere 18-watt charger after all. We're going to have to wait and see how it delivers in our charging test. USB-A connector on the charger. Some sources claim this is an 18-watt charger, some sources claim this is a 30-watt charger. We're going to have to test it out. And finally, we got the cable, which goes from USB-C, this time with red tips, to USB-A, also with a reddish orange tip. Interesting, they're usually gray or white. That's about it. That's everything available inside the box. Time to fire up the phone and see what it's all about. I can already tell there's something new here. The power button is receded inside, and it includes the fingerprint scanner, and also the selfie camera is now hosted in a punch hole at the top of the facade. Also, the diagonal has increased compared to the predecessor. We're dealing with a 6.67-inch IPS LCD screen with a resolution of 2400 over 1080 pixels, Gorilla Glass 5 protection, and inside we have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G CPU, an 8nm chip, plus 6 gigs of RAM, and also there's 64 or 128 gigabytes of storage. Of course, there's also microSD, just in case you were wondering. I already took the time to set up the phone, so we don't have to wait during the unboxing. Okay, we've covered the CPU, we've covered the storage and the RAM. I think it's time to refer to what I would call the selling point, and quite the upgrade from the predecessor. The battery is a 5020 mAh unit, once again with 30-watt charging. Now on the camera front, this cutout you see here has pretty much the same size that you would see on a Galaxy Note 10 Lite, and the punch hole includes a 16-megapixel shooter. Now if you go to the back side, it should be a very similar package to the predecessor, except for the fact that the macro camera jumps from 2 to 5 megapixels. Other than that, 64 megapixel main camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide camera with 119 degrees, 5 megapixel macro camera, and finally 2 megapixel bokeh cam. A very small LED flash here, and the promise of 4K video capture and also super slow motion. Aside from that, we have an infrared emitter here at the top to control TV sets and whatnot, microphone, and at the bottom we find the speaker, USB-C port, another mic, and the audio jack. That's about it. We're going to get back to the connectivity for a little bit in order to mention the fact that we're also getting Wi-Fi A, B, G, and AC. There's 4G LTE, of course, and there's also Bluetooth 5.0, there's GPS, GLONASS, Galileo, and BDS. There's even NFC in the mix, and I would also mention Android 10 and MIUI 11 on top. This is a dual SIM phone, and I think I've covered everything that there is to say about the handset. Okay, so the camera at the back combines 4 pixels in one to deliver, well, more detailed shots and also better low light capacity. The macro camera at the back is able to autofocus between 2 and 10 centimeters, and as usual I'm going to have a quick glance at the camera interface and the quantity of options that we have here. So we got your video here, we got your short video, we got your slow motion, which can be set to 960 frames per second as anticipated, which is pretty cool. Okay, there is the full 64 megapixel capture. You can capture photos in full resolution. We even have a night mode, also a pro mode, and several more things, including portrait, which I'm going to discover over the next period, plus some AI features as well. Okay, so it has MIUI 11, and recently Xiaomi announced MIUI 12, so this one should receive it, I would say, reasonably fast. This has been the unboxing and first impressions of the beautiful Xiaomi Redmi Note 9 Pro. The backside and the battery seem like the best things about it. I am kind of in doubt regarding the CPU. The one from last year was a beast. Let's see if this one is as well. This is it from us. Bye bye. We'll be back with a full review very soon.